Hey guys, Jacksuka here. Today I'm going to give you a rundown on my ACS 1.0, Advanced Car System 1.0. So to get started, make sure that you have the model, um, which I have right here. Pretty nice, you got the average car. Problem is, the car won't go because there's no scripts. So to get the scripts, I have a real quick jump cut where to get them. Okay, I forgot to get the model myself. But yeah, so there's another thing called ACS 1.0 code. So you can just insert that here. Excuse me, I have a cold. If we open up the folder, we have two scripts inside. So we have car main, which will go down to starter character scripts. So you put that in there. And then the other script goes inside of server script service. Real simple. So now, if you test the game, which I will, I'm gonna turn down my thing here, because the car is kind of loud. As you can see, here's your dust. Yeah, so it's kind of just a real quick play and go kind of setup. All you gotta do is hop in game. Scripts are already ready to go. But now we should probably go over the scripts in case you want customizability and kind of how the car works. Okay, so what we have for the wheels and how they will work, they have something called a cylindrical constraint. This basically allows a cylinder or any other shape or union operation to move, and it turns the wheels in this direction. And then we also have the suspension, which is also customizable. But if we go back to cylindrical constraints, you can kind of configure how much torque you want to go into the motors. And yeah, so that's pretty nice. Suspension, you can control how soft the suspension is with stiffness. The more stiffness there is, the more soft it is. Free length is like, I guess, how much length it has to go up and down whenever it's bouncing or getting impacted. But yeah, that's kind of the basics of that. If we open up the body mesh, which is the vehicle mesh, we have these attachments. These are also kind of helpful because if you can move them up and down on the car. If I were to leave them like right here and test the game, you can see whenever we hop in game here, they go to that point. But if I were to do this and put them down more, the car will get more height on its, will get more lift height, I guess. If that's what it's called. I'm not really that good at car, stuff. But yeah. So, now, to go over some of the code, we go into vehicle seat, we have drive sound. You can change this for a different engine sound. This is the one I currently have. It's just a Super Mark IV sound with a little bit of sputter or backfire. And the idle sound doesn't currently do anything. Kind of a work in progress, WIP. But yeah. Then start. Whenever you go into the car, this plays. So it's just a sound. And then these scripts down here, they both do equal things here. But first one is the one that configures the drive sound. It makes it more louder depending on the speed you're going. And you can kind of configure this a little bit if you're mathy. And then this right here controls the proximity prompt that makes it so you can hop into the driver's seat while being outside of the car. But yeah, those are the scripts right there. And if we go into wheel back right, which is this one over here, we have a dirt sound. This currently also doesn't do anything. But if we go into this script right here, this is what controls the dust. Because if you open up all the wheels, there's smoke inside them. This controls the dust particles. So whenever terrain is touched by the wheel, it activates all the dust particles. Whenever you're off the terrain, then it stops. So yeah, pretty nice. Or whenever you go on a part, I guess. But yeah, some of this is still work in progress. Now, if we go into started character scripts again, double click car main, then I'm just gonna close up the rest of these. But yeah, this is basically just a real short script, short and sweet, but kind of helps make sure you can understand this. I'll go over it real quick. So this right here just identifies all the stuff. If you change your car name to truck, I'd recommend you also change this to truck, or else your thing won't work very well. Let me just also change that back. So this down here, whenever you get into the seat, the car initializes connection with the seat, and it kind of activates all this stuff down here. So yes, it says if seatpart.name and all this stuff is good. Then if it's nil, which means nothing, there's no character on it, then it just returns back up here. Or I think it just waits up there. Then down here, orientation is how the vehicle turns. So yeah, I'd recommend you don't touch this unless you know what you're doing and you understand the script. This works with throttle float, which shows how much. This is like math that shows how much torque is from seat part. So we go back to vehicle seat, and then we do more torque, and it'll make the wheels have more power. So yeah, that's pretty simple. And then local angular velocity. This is this controls max speed, I guess. This is the max amount of speed. Or no, this is up here. Sorry. So yeah, cpart.max speed. More math to understand. But down here is where all the stuff that helps the car move works. So basically, cylindrical constraints, we already talked about those right here. Pretty simple, I guess. So whenever the throttle float is 0, the tail lights turn on whenever you let go of the throttle, and a little backfire thing plays, and so does fire. Then down here is pretty simple. So basically it makes it so whenever you are driving forward, which is what 1 means, or you press W or move your mobile joystick forward, or the controller thing or the controller analog stick forward, and make sure all the tail lights and reverse lights are not visible. This down here does kind of the same thing, but makes the reverse tail lights work until either one of these works. So yeah, we're about pretty much almost done, maybe halfway through. I got a few more things to talk about, just extras. But if we go into the body again, we have a bunch of stuff we can play around with in here. Like, this is where the taillights are put in, the exhaust particles. I could figure this smoke particle effect to look more realistic in a sense. So it's kind of just here. And then the fire, of course. Whenever you let go of the throttle, it just goes for under almost half a second. And yeah, you can play around with the adjustment if you want. But yeah, I think now we should go into how to add like parts to the car. Like, say I want to add like a spoiler. So let me just grab a spoiler real quick. A front spoiler. Yeah. Looks pretty nice. So if I just put it on here, gotta flip it. It's one of those goofy spoilers. Let me just do this one, I guess. DK Racing spoiler. Just make sure everything isn't a model. So, you know what? I'll just do a part. Say I want, like, something sticking out of the roof, I guess. Like, right here. Pretty cool, I guess. Not much. If I go to the welding plugin that I have here. Here, let me find it for you, so in case you don't have it. Let me see. I have a ton of plugins. I haven't used them forever, but let me see. It's called Weld by Aussie Pig. So yeah, just get that, and if we open it up, and what we need to do is we need to make sure that the part you want is inside the body mesh. Then we're gonna real quick click this. We're gonna hold down Control and then also select the part. Go up to welding and weld all. So I want to make it so the part doesn't fly off the car whenever you get inside the game. Oh yeah. So let me real quick just do this. So now we have a beautiful cylinder sticking out the top of my car. I have another an example of using this. Let me real quick find it. So this one with the spoiler. This one's more of a modded one that I kind of made. But yeah, so make like a spare tire holder. I think I've done that before. I'd have to find it and put a picture of it. But yeah, so this is the car system. Oh, I almost forgot. So we have this script right here. It doesn't do much because I forgot to remove that, but that was just a script for something I was using, so just delete that. I was making an AI car test out of this. As in making these cars move on their own, by the way. If I just go up here, maybe disable the script, of course. We're gonna do that. And then just set the angular velocity like 100. Then click run. There goes the car. Moves on its own. So you can kind of configure stuff with that. But yeah. This is ACS 1.0, made by yours truly, with the help of a YouTube tutorial, I guess. If you want more in-depth scripting, Sufi Connor, I made a modded version of his car thing here. I know I keep a lot, like that, but kind of just makes sense, because I added a bunch of modifications to it, made it more soft, yellowish. If you want more in-depth tutorial on it, I guess, I'd recommend checking out his video. But yeah, this is Jack Supko. Hopefully soon I'll release 1.1 and then 1.2. I want to make them compatible and maybe make a plugin to make this easier so you can have like colored bodies and stuff. I do know a way to do that, a method, I guess. And you can kind of use it to edit mesh textures, which I can make another video about hopefully soon. But yeah, I keep stretching this video to like 16 minutes. But yeah, see ya.